Hi, this is Farrell. Welcome to my video, YouTube channel and all that. And this week I'm doing a couple of Omega the Unknown drawings and a couple of monstober drawings. This all October. I was trying to do one a day. I've done about like 20 so far. And I did all these monstober ones with a brush. This Raphaël 8404 number 3 is the size of that brush. It's like a Kolinsky brush. I have all the materials and paper and types of watercolors I use and all that in the description. If you want to have any questions about that kind of stuff, I would suggest going there and looking. Yeah, I use this Black Star ink. It's Dr. Martin's Black Star ink. And yeah, how I've been doing all these monstober drawings has just been inking them with a brush and then doing a wash with the ink on top of, just kind of defining the form and stuff. And then adding just the one liquid watercolor blue, like a little bit of a blue tone to each one of them too. I don't remember which one this one is. It's a zombie, obviously, but I don't remember which number it is. And I just have like a video of this, of me working on the zombie, and then another video at the end of me working on an Aswang. So yeah, there's the finished right there. Yeah, it's just with that, see that one blue tone over it. And same goes for this one. Here's the pencils, which you saw that was like on the same board as that, and then that's the finish. And I just kind of put the blue in the water below. Same with this one too. It's mostly just the gray, ink wash, but there's like a little bit of blue there at the bottom. This one, Creature from the Black Lagoon, I just went ahead and just put the blue over the creature. Here's like my swamp monster guy. And I think the butterflies were blue on that one. Maybe the water as well. It's like lizard. Same thing with that. You can kind of get the gist without me say what each one. Yeah. But yeah, there's an alien. That last one was a elf or no, not a pixie, fairy. And yeah, that's the like a vegetable monster, plant monster, I think was what it was. But I just did the tree from the Wizard of Oz and Mothman and the Sasquatch with his team of animals. There's the Boogeyman. I just went and did like the Babadook from that movie. And yeah, here's the Omega drawings, and I just did these yesterday. You can see the Aswangs up there on the right-hand side as well, too. Those are pencil. The pencils, like I've mentioned in previous videos, the penciling takes me the longest. I usually take videos of the whole thing, but lately I've just been not taking videos of the penciling and just probably spending too much time in them, but I want to get them right before I start inking. And here I'm inking these Omega drawings with just a Faber-Castell Pitt pen, and I think it's size S and then XS too. I use for like smaller little detail things. But it was just kind of a fun break for me since I've been doing all that brush work. For the monstober drawings, I thought it would be nice to do these pen drawings. And it kind of has more of I'm doing them to be inserted in with a couple of copies of the book. You can kind of see the corner of it there on the left-hand side. So I kind of wanted to feel more like, oh, this is how I would do a sketch in a book. I mean, not really, I wouldn't go to that detail of penciling first, most likely, in a book. But there wasn't really a lot of room in the Omega books for me to do like a nice drawing that I wanted to do for these two copies. So I just decided to do them on Bristol. I just took a piece of Bristol, cut it in half, and then just did, I was like, oh, that's about the size of the book, a little smaller. It'll fit in there nicely. But I just kind of made up the pose. I didn't use any reference or anything other than just looking in the book for the costume and the way the way the robots look. I sort of take off the Miyazaki thing. But yeah, you can see here the way I hold the pen is a little different than the way I hold a brush. But like I feel like it's I get like the best line quality, the more just straight up and down I hold the pencil or the brush. But I seem to kind of slack off a lot of times and not remember that. But if I'm in a good mode inking, usually that's how it looks, is my pen's like straight up and down. Yeah, and these are just kind of fun pens to draw with. I used to use the Pigma pens, the Micron Pigma pens when I first started doing comics. Actually, when I first started doing comics, I was using like a nib pen, and I just would make it such a mess of it. I started drawing with the Pigma pens just because it was kind of fun just to freehand draw with the pen and like not penciling something first. I think I had a couple of friends tell me that like penciling was, kind of a cop out, you should, like, instead of working in pencil, you should just work straight in pen. So, I started using those, and then I can't remember why I switched to the Faber-Castell ones. I think I tried one once, and I just liked it just a little bit better, but they're pretty much the same sort of deal. It's like they have archival ink that you can do watercolor on top of as well. I mean, that's another reason why I like them, because I don't typically color things on the computer. I mean, I can and have and probably will again, but for the most part, I like just to do things on the paper. So, this book here, Omega the Unknown, I did it in from like 2005 to 7 or something like that, or 2006, 2007. And I think the trade, the collection that Marvel put out, came out in 2008. Here you can see I started to kind of mess with the Aswang a little bit too, but here I'm just kind of going over them, erasing them, and then like, usually after I erase something, like a line art I've done, because I try not to, but I end up pressing pretty heavily with a pencil, so it creates kind of like a deep, dark line in places. And then so when I'm inking them, sometimes I think, I already inked that part, and I'll go over it, and then I'll go to erase all this stuff, and I notice that, there's a bunch of lines that I haven't finished. So that's what I'm doing here, and also adding little details and stuff. So there's the two finished drawings, and I also did a quick little sketch too. It's like a little freehand sketch on each one of them. To the left there, you can see that's the inside page, the first page in the trade. There you go. There's the Omega stuff, and back to the drawing. I just did this yesterday. You can see my cat kept interrupting me, but he was doing that a lot yesterday, jumping on my desk. So here I'm going back in with the brush, the Raphaël 8404, and I'm actually inking this upside down. Like, the idea was that this creature, I guess I read somewhere or heard, that one of the things the creatures, it like possesses other things, and that it like maybe can hang from the ceiling, like, I don't know if it had like a bat thing it was possessing or what, but mine has like horns on it, and I think they all have these like sort of barbed tongues that they shoot out or something. But it just was a little easier for me to get the weird kind of crouching pose that I made up right when I was inking it, the right kind of, it was like, he's right side up, but the drawing's upside down. So I hadn't really even figured out the background totally at this point, I don't think. It's kind of faint, but with the idea to me was that, he's going to be hanging in a room upside down, and like you're in bed, like waking up. And then as I was adding the gray tone stuff to it, grayscale, when was this, Photoshop? When I was adding gray tones, I thought kind of more of a, like, someone's like shining a flashlight on this creature quickly, or there's like a flash photography, like someone took a snapshot with a flash or something, put this like shadow behind it. I didn't film the coloring part of it, unfortunately. I thought I did, but I guess it's not on here. But there's the finish. That's the video for this week. Thanks for watching. I'll try to be back by next week, about 7 days or so. I also have a Patreon too, Feral Dow. Check it out. Bye.